Hello everyone, welcome to day 9 of our mains Samadhaan 75 days course. So today again we'll be having a question on paper 1, that is GS1. So the subtopic here is art forms, literature and architecture. The question is, describe what is known of Harappan religion. Have some of its elements included into later Hinduism. So we need to discuss something about Harappan religion, and we have to give some elements which was continued into later Hinduism. Okay, first of all, as I always say, whenever you write an intro, always give the timeline. So Harappan civilization flourished around 3300 BC to 1500 BC and was one of the biggest, oldest urban civilizations of the world. The script of IVC could not be deciphered, therefore the metaphysical aspects of the religion are not known, because we do not know exactly what script it was. We know it was Vastu script, but the script was not deciphered. Now coming to the religion, because we need to explain about Harappan religion. Two gods seem to be worshipped in prominence by the upper class, that is Pashupati god and goddess of fertility, because fertility cult was very prevalent in IVC. Pashupati Mahadev, so yogic posture having 3 faces and 2 horns, surrounded by 4 animals, elephants, tiger, rhino and buffalo, each facing a different direction, and 2 deers appear at his feet. Coming to Mother Goddess, it is depicted in various forms in seals to please the fertility goddess. So this is first point, that is we have mentioned about 2 prominent gods which are worshipped. Now there is sufficient evidence of prevalence of phallus worship. The phallus worship means worshipping of sex organs. So it was also very much prevalent in IVC. Coming to the third point, the worship of fire. Fire was also worshipped because they were worshipping fire, trees, nature. So in a whole you can write animism. Animism was prevalent. You can make a separate heading animism, and under that you can write these points. Okay. So these 2 are the points of animism. The worship of fire was proved by discovery of fire altars in Lothal, Kalibangan and Harappa. There is also evidence of tree worship. They were also worshipping trees. Now some of the elements continued in later Hinduism. How? Because the second part of the question is, have some of the elements continued? Yes, some of the elements continued. So analysis of the second part. The Pashupati seal was called Proto-Shiva, and God Shiva was worshipped and revered in later Hinduism. We all know the God Shiva is one of the he is very much revered in Hinduism. So the Proto-Shiva, obviously that was not exactly Shiva, because there was no clear-cut definition of any kind of religion happening. There was no religion. There was no religion, exact or an explicit religion. No explicit religion at IVC. But the historians think because it was looking like Shiva sitting in a yogic posture. So maybe God Shiva, he was God Shiva, and after some years or later years, Shiva was revered in Hinduism. Coming to Mother Goddess came into vogue in Hinduism 1000 years after the decline of Harappan civilization. We know Mother Goddess, we worship to Mother Goddess. Animals played a big part in IVC. Like elephant, the religion of people. There was no exact religion, but yes, they were worshipped, like elephant, bull, unicorn. Now animals were also there, and those animals in later Hinduism were also worshipped. We know elephant, we worship elephant, we worship bull, because in Hinduism most of the gods have an animal. Whenever you enter a temple, you will see a particular animal. That is that line also you can write here. In Hinduism, phallic, that is lingam, signifies Lord Shiva. Okay. Trees are also, because we have mentioned here about all these points. We have mentioned here tree worship, we have mentioned here fertility goddess, we have mentioned here phallus worship. So we need to write accordingly, like we relate with that points which you have mentioned above. Trees were also worshipped in Hinduism. For example, sacred groves. Not scared, it is sacred. Sacred groves have also been they also have a legal mandate in modern times. Now what is a legal mandate? Can you tell anyone, like you can mention in your comment box, sacred groves or groves comes under which law? Are sacred groves explicitly mentioned in any law? Explicit in any law? or they have an indirect reference in any law. If they have explicit law, mention the name. If no, then mention the indirect reference of that law. There is a, okay, fine, let me tell you. So there is no explicit law. There is no explicit law of sacred groves. Now tell me what is the law where it is indirectly referred to. Now you need to write in your comment box. Okay. Now coming to the conclusion, we can clearly say that most of the elements of IBC with respect to worship can be seen in later Hinduism. But the fact is, Hinduism is a well-defined religion having its own values. But on the contrary, we do not have any clear-cut evidence of any religion in IBC. This is the fact we need to write, because there is no clear-cut evidence of any religion happening. Because we do not know the script, we do not understand the script. We are simply inferring from some evidences or some worship or the nature of worship, maybe these things were included in later Hinduism. Okay, so this is the way you need to write in particular to this question. This is the answer. Okay, so yeah, thank you.